Self-honesty is the most important part in this whole process. You need to know through your own self-reflection, observation, what are you doing right now? Are you forcing something which is out of alignment? Or are you not doing something out of laziness? And that's all the difference there is. Because the spiritual process in reality is a very intense process. It requires a lot of discipline and intention and perseverance and keep going. It's quite the opposite of what in many modern new age concepts where everything is just like, oh no, everything is already perfect as it is. I don't need to do anything. I just need to trust.
Why is it so hard?
Because you have been practicing, and I mean you with all of us, for decades and probably many, many lives, to think and believe and act based on an idea of being separate and lonely and imperfect and incomplete. So you created a huge amount of momentum and negative habits that are still operating in your consciousness, in your mind, in your emotions, in your feelings, in your body, in your addictions, in your behaviors, and they need to be changed. And that's...
Meditate more.
Exactly. And meditate more in a correct way. It's a conscious process.
I thought people say there's no wrong way to meditate. Now there's a correct way.
Again, depends what we mean by meditating, right?
But that's all relative.
Exactly.
This is why this shit gets so confusing. This is why it's hard, is because like things in this world seem to contradict themselves at times, or they seem to, and that could be just words.
But in the point is, on the level of form and language, polarity, duality, contradictions, conflict happen all the time. They are not a problem in itself. It's just the nature of that form of reality. But you can choose how you use language. You can use it in a way to confuse yourself with others, or you can use it in a way to harmonize yourself and others. If you speak in alignment, yeah, and that's why everyone, if you want to be in alignment, and if you want to be congruent with your thinking, your feeling, your speaking, your communication, and your action, you need a thought system which is coherent. You need to have a logic that is not contradicting itself. And that's a choice. There are different thought systems that you can choose from, which are whole and complete in themselves. They're based on axioms, which you can think along the lines, and you enter into a world, into a process where you're thinking, and everything that you think is supporting itself. And that applies to pretty much every logical system. It can also be a negative logical system, like racism in many ways, has I don't want to go there too much, but this is a thought system that is logic within itself, which justifies certain actions and behaviors to achieve certain means. That doesn't mean they're true, but they make sense within their own context. So you have to choose a context which is healthy and sane and reliable in relationship to truth. And truth in that context, I mean something that is beneficial, that is healing, that is empowering, that is loving, that is compassionate, that is abundant. Yeah, and there even in every religion, there are thought systems which are more healthy than others, and you can choose from. Yeah, like one thought system that I've been using for a long time is Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism. Or in the Christian context, I use a lot A Course in Miracles, which is a very, very consistent thought system, which is extremely powerful when you practice it every day, because you start thinking and feeling in alignment with these thoughts. And you need to take charge of your thinking process. You cannot just allow your mind just to think whatever it wants to and think like it doesn't matter. It matters a lot. Mm-hmm. Mind matters.